All right, so today I think I can say with some level of confidence that I believe I have figured out the YouTube algorithm, and it might be one of the worst things to ever happen to my channel. Years ago, I remember back when I was still in high school, my senior year, I was taking a bunch of art courses because I wanted to be some sort of artist when I grew up. The big course I was taking senior year was AP Drawing and Painting, and I remember the first day of class, our teacher was explaining how it was going to work to us a little bit because it was a little bit different than other AP courses. In AP Drawing and Painting, rather than doing the traditional thing where you kind of study all year to learn a bunch of stuff and have a big exam at the end, instead you kind of worked on the final exam year round because your ultimate goal for the class was to make something like 8 to 12 pieces of art that you would then put together in a portfolio and submit to an AP board, and they would grade you based on how well they think you did. And I remember very vividly our teacher told us when he was explaining this to us that there was some minimum. It was like either 8 or maybe 10 pieces that you had to do minimum. You could do as many as you want as long as you hit that minimum threshold. And he said very specifically, this is not fair. Our teacher then went on to tell us how a lot of the artists who were making a living at the time were people that worked on one giant piece every 5 years, or someone that worked on one series of pieces over the course of a decade. You know, they didn't make a dozen different art pieces within 9 months of a school year, and this was really unfair that we had to spend so much time making so much art and potentially sacrifice quality for quantity, but that's what the course is, so get to work. Ever since he told us this, that idea is something that really stuck with me. I remember that idea that you kind of have to put in your dues. You have to spend a lot of time grinding and potentially sacrificing quality for quantity early on, but if you do it right, then eventually you'll reach a promised land where you can make one art piece every 5 years. That idea is something that's really stuck with me, and it's something I think I've come to observe in basically every creative medium. This is an idea that's not limited to drawing and painting. If you look at something like the world of film and television, if you want to be a director, you kind of don't get to immediately start directing feature films. You kind of have to climb a ladder of beginning by directing music videos and then commercials and then, maybe some short films, or maybe start working your way to eventually getting a feature opportunity, and you got to kind of put in your dues the same sort of way. It's also true in writing. I read Stephen King's autobiography, and he described the same sort of experience where early on he was submitting a lot of different short stories to magazines and selling them for $400 a pop before eventually getting an opportunity to write a novel and having a big break in that sort of way. And I think this is also definitely true for YouTube. If you are someone that wants to be a professional YouTuber, you have to start off sacrificing quality for quantity. You have to make a lot of different videos, and you got to get your name out there, because if you just make one great video, that's not going to be enough to get you 100,000 subscribers. You got to work your way up there by making a big catalog of content that eventually, once you start building some brand recognition, once people start seeing your name and recognizing it, that's when you can start pumping the brakes a little bit and think like, okay, now I can slow down and work on big, exciting pieces and no longer rush through stuff to keep up with an upload schedule. And I think that I have kind of reached that level a little bit on my own YouTube journey, which I'm very happy about, but it's also something that's made me very nervous and kind of sad, and also feeling questioning. Like, let's go ahead and talk quickly about the YouTube algorithm, because the way the algorithm works right now is basically what I'm describing a little bit, where currently YouTube tries to promote good individual videos. That's what YouTube wants to promote. It doesn't promote channels, it doesn't promote playlists, it promotes good individual videos and videos it thinks you will watch based on stuff you've already watched. So what that means is that if you're someone that makes a documentary, if you're someone that makes a single big artistic piece, whether it be some super long form review or an analysis video or documentary telling a big story or something, YouTube will normally try to at least identify that, hey, this is a really good quality piece of content, and then it will promote that video to everybody to watch. And in theory, this is really good. In theory, this means everybody can be that artist who makes one great video every year, and that video is so great, it gets so much attention that you can live off of just that one video. Like, there are a lot of benefits of this system, and this is my favorite algorithm era of all the algorithms that have existed, and it's kind of what's allowed me to have my own journey on YouTube as well. When I first started making videos, I did the thing where I sacrificed sacrificed quality for quantity. I made a lot of different videos, and most of them were trash. I was making how to get better at League videos. I was making gameplay commentaries. I was making meta-analysis and rant videos, and like kind of throwing everything at the wall to find something that stuck so I could just build a bit of an audience and then hopefully start making the good stuff. And I've kind of reached that level, right? I have a certain level of audience on GBay99, and now I am able to make enough, or I'm allowed to put all this work and effort into big documentary pieces that even though they take like a year to make, they end up getting more than 1 million views or something, right? But you know, as I've been making all these documentaries and as I've been having this kind of exciting level of success, you know, I made it to that promised land. I'm also starting to question how worth it is, because I don't know if I'm the kind of YouTuber I would like to watch. Recently, I've been working on a big documentary that's right over here. The outline's right here out of frame, and it has been a nightmare to edit. I'm like 40 minutes through. I probably got another 40 minutes to go. I've been going over it a million times over, and while I've been editing, I've been listening to a lot of old YouTube videos and a lot of old podcasts from creators that I used to obsess over. A lot of streamers like Mitch Jones and Wreckful, as well as a lot of YouTubers that used to run daily channels or daily second channels where they would spend a lot of time uploading vlogs or personal videos like this to their audience. DigiBro is the big channel that I was obsessed over in 2016 to 2018. And as I've been watching all of these old videos, it's been really interesting. These kinds of videos, making stuff like this, making videos like this, where I am just speaking very personally to you about a very personal subject that nobody is searching for on YouTube and that very few people are actually going to watch. This is something that I used to love to see. Seeing the window into a creator or into a person, just a person on YouTube, and following them over the years, even though like no one video of theirs was a gigantically great piece of art, following their story through daily vlogs or through very personal ideas just handed up to you in a very simple sort of way. It was a really awesome experience, and it made me want to follow those creators. Like, that's what built cult followings, you know? Wreckful was a great one. I mean, Wreckful, I watched his stream every single day, and seeing him go through all of his different girlfriends and seeing him go through all of his peaks and valleys and, you know, hoping that with each depressive bout or moment of struggle that, you know, he would continue streaming, continue climbing forward and reaching some sort of eventual height again. That was something that was a really awesome experience to see, even though he wasn't making like documentaries on YouTube or any individual video or stream that was considered a great work of art. You know, it was just fun to follow a personality for an extended period of time. And I don't really give you guys that in my videos, do I? Another thing I've been doing a lot is reading a lot of books recently. I've been reading a lot of Hunter S. Thompson in particular, and if any of you are unfamiliar with Hunter S. Thompson, he was a very prolific writer in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, kind of founding this journalistic movement called Gonzo Journalism, where the idea of Gonzo Journalism is the author, the journalist, inserting themselves as a character in the story, where the journalist is not an objective bystander that's just reporting the facts. The journalist is talking about their experience going through the story themselves and being very personal and sometimes, you know, being subjective, not always being like objective and standoffish, but being very personal about how they deliver the story. And that's something I've noticed that I don't get to have that experience in a lot of the creators I follow these days. Like when I think about some of the great YouTubers of today, I think about people like Lemon or Summoning Salt, you know, people that make these big documentaries. I think about John Boyes working for SB Nation. I think about even CGP Grey, you know, making one video a year, basically. And you don't really get to see a very personal look into these creators because when they spend all their time making one big documentary every 4 months, that's all you get. You don't get to see that personal connection. You don't get to see that daily sort of vlog, that daily check-in on their stream every day, see how they're doing, see what the current arc of their storyline is. And I miss that a lot. And I've recognized that my videos don't give you guys that at all. As much as I've liked making these big documentaries, and I've tried to dabble a little bit with making some personal videos, like my YouTuber's Curse video or the video talking about players, like I've talked to you guys a little bit about the things that have been going on in my life these past 5 years, but you don't know everything. I mean, or at least I've not been specific. I've not been frank. I've not been honest. I've been like inserting little life events as like small little themes in videos. I'm not being like frank with you guys and talking about all the cool stuff going on. I'm not like I moved from the town that I lived in my entire life and that I thought I would live in until the day I died, to the south, the southern part of the United States, which I never thought I would end up here. I got to work on TV shows. I was flying to LA. I went to Europe. I got to, I got engaged. Like that's a big part of my life that I haven't been able to talk to you guys about. And there's been a lot of very exciting things going on in my life that I haven't done like the old G-Bay thing of just turning on a camera and ranting or excitedly sharing some cool thing that I got going on with you. And I also haven't been streaming, and I also haven't been making like frequent enough gameplay commentaries that you get to see that excitable side of me coming out again. And I don't know, I miss that. And I want to bring that back a little bit. I guess that's sort of the theme I'm getting at today. So anyway, going forward, the perspective that I kind of have right now is that I'm going to keep on making big documentaries. Those are not going anywhere. I have to do that to support myself at the very least. You know, YouTube is my full-time job, so I got to do that. Big documentaries will keep on coming out on G-Bay 99. But in addition to that, I'm also going to be uploading more stuff here to G-Bay 100. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. Please check back here for frequent uploads. There will be at least like one video a week, if not more than that. That's going to be like the bare minimum I try to set for myself. At least one video a week that will constantly be coming out here on G-Bay 100. On top of that, I'm going to see if I can continue releasing like additional personal bonus stuff. Like I have the Patreon, and I really want to see if I can use Patreon to support myself. I'm kind of tired of being beholden to ad revenue and being beholden to, YouTube sponsorships and that kind of stuff. So anyone who pledges $1 or more on Patreon, you get early access to like future videos, a bonus video every single month, as well as a number of other things. I'm trying to get like the old unlisted videos that used to be on G-Bay 100 uploaded to Patreon and available for you guys to watch there. So if you miss like all the old content that we used to have here, that will all be going up on Patreon as well. And on top of that, I want to stream again too. Currently on Patreon, I have a goal, like a pledge goal, to play League of Legends again. So once we hit a certain amount of backers, then I will make at least one League of Legends gameplay video again. And then I will be streaming some League of Legends. Until we hit that goal, I'm probably going to be streaming some Legends of Runeterra. I've also been getting really into City Skylines recently. Did you guys know about the roadway hierarchy? That shit is so interesting to me. I don't know why. Okay, anyway, I can't. This video will never end if I get going on one of my tangents. Anyway, though, this video is a little bit of an announcement to let you know that I'm going to start making this stuff. I'm going to start being more personal, more open, more honest, and I don't know, sharing exciting stuff going on with my life with you guys. And hopefully you'll like it. And if you do like it, please let me know. Please watch these videos if you're interested in seeing more of them. Please leave comments, tell me what you think, if you'd be interested in more, if you'd like to see things like tweaked in one way or another, or what it is that you're actually really interested in. Leave comments. If you have the ability to pledge $1 or more on my Patreon page, I would appreciate it unbelievably so if you could do that. And let me know if you guys would be interested in this, because this is something I miss a lot. And I don't know, I got a hunch maybe some of you guys miss it too. Anyway, though, on that note, this video was a bit of procrastination from editing this big monster of a documentary, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I will get back to editing now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you soon. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.